If you're into Game Boy, there's a good chance you'll like my new Neo Geo Pocket Color series too. Every Thursday I'm reviewing a new Neo Geo game. Just join the PO3 Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube. For the longest time, the goddess Athena had been protected by the knights, or the saints. However, today, the forces of evil are menacing the land, and the knights have a need to protect both Athena and the earth. So, Mitsumasa Kido sends a bunch of orphans across the world to train and become knights. They return 6 years later, completely kitted out and ready for the fight. According to his father's wishes, Kido organizes a tournament to find the knight most worthy to wear the golden armor. However, the Black Saints make off with it. You play as the knights Seiya, Shiryu, Hyoga, and Shun. Your journey basically involves you becoming strong enough to fight back these saints, and then eventually the forces of evil. On the surface, it may seem like a standard turn-based RPG, and in many ways it is. However, the overarching gimmick of the game revolves around these cards that you can collect on your journey. The battle sequence is quite generic in that you can select an attack, which will perform a basic attack with whatever weapon you have, defend, or use a power. Each character has their own special attack that does a lot of damage. It's not magic per se, but it does use up a kind of MP gauge called combat points, so they are limited. You won't need them for the majority of battles, as they will typically inflict way more damage than an enemy will have in terms of HP, so probably save them for the boss fights. Random encounters on the overworld are constant and largely unvaried. You'll fight groups of either 2 or 4 soldiers, all of whom die pretty much instantly, even at low levels. This creates 2 problems. Firstly, you'll very quickly become over-leveled, and secondly, it takes a bloody age to get anywhere. It's easy to tire of the whole battle system before you've even got into the meat of the game. As you do get over-leveled, enemies seem to accost you less frequently, but you'll still get sprung upon more often than is needed. Eventually, you'll come to this mountain that you need to pass through, but you'll find the way is blocked by a landslide of boulders. This is where cards start to come in. Think the HMs in an older Pokemon game, and you kind of have the idea. To move the rocks, you'll need to locate a card called Earthquake. In this first cavern, you'll fight the first boss, Dark Pegasus. He isn't too hard if you just spam him with your special attacks. By this point, you can sometimes use your special attacks for double damage, or even multiple targets, in one turn for double the CP cost. But be wary, as he can summon meteors that can attack your whole team at once. After beating him, you get a piece of the gold armor, and you can carry on. The story progresses on in that way for a good while, with new cards opening up different areas. Other, more generic cards act as armor boosts, health regenerations, poison antidotes, and so on. The story is an alright one, if a smidge on the predictable side, but it moves along quickly enough to counteract the slog that grinding through the enemies can be at times. Similarly, the battle system is alright, just interesting enough to not put you off. It'd have been more interesting if the abilities of the 4 characters was changed up more. There is a little variation, some have stronger physical attack and some are more dominant using the combat skills, but it wasn't really reinforced enough. Honestly, even the characters' sprites are hard to tell apart. They all look like generic soldier guy, and there's no in-game dialogue at all between them to flesh out the personas at all. It's safe to say that Saint Paradise of the Strongest Warriors is about as middle of the road as it's possible for RPGs to be. Graphically, it's better than average. Audibly, it's considerably worse than average. Gameplay-wise, it's almost exactly average. Hardcore fans of the genre, have at it. Casual RPG players, you can probably skip this one.